Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe here, taking a look at Rising Storm. This is a standalone expansion for Red Orchestra 2. You can get it for a pretty good price on Steam, at least until the end of the month, if you already own Red Orchestra 2, that is. I would think I got it for about $12 under that deal, and that's a pretty good price point, especially considering what you get. This is my first time playing, so while I am familiar with Red Orchestra, I have a lot of things to learn within Rising Storm. Although, you know, I guess it plays about the same. This is an interesting level because it's really dark. You can't see anything. There's a Japanese soldier right in front of me that I just shot in the face, I think. Yeah, okay. You gotta be careful because you cannot see very well, and designating friend from foe can be quite difficult. And I just got shot back in the face because I stood up and lost cover. So, that was my fault there. I currently have the Springfield rifle, which, while it was apparently a fantastic weapon, I'm terrible when it comes to bolt action. I'd like to get at least into the M1 Garand, but I don't believe there is a slot available for it in this matchup. So we'll just have to deal with what we got. At least we took somebody out, right? Alright, so let's take a look at the map here and see what's going on. We are on the defensive. What a creepy situation this would be. So, generally, performance seems pretty good. This is obviously still beta. You buy the game, you get instant access to it. I wouldn't say that the amount of players you'll find online is that great. There are a couple of 64-player servers up and running, and generally, if you can get in, you'll be good to go. There's some Marines crossing my front. Again, gotta check your fire. Gotta recognize the uniforms. And obviously, if you see somebody running around with a katana blade, good idea to shoot them if you're a Marine, because that is definitely not standard issue equipment for your faction. There's the flamethrower in action. All graphics are maxed out. Man down. Marines to my left. We do, of course, have cover mechanics here, which is one of the greatest aspects of the Red Orchestra franchise. The fact that they've built in cover mechanics to a first-person shooter. I think... Ow, that hurt. Got sniped from long range, it looks like. Let's see if I can change my role. But yeah, just the fact that they've done that. I don't think I've ever seen another game create such mechanics. Now, there's a scout sniper that I can pick, but I know that I'm not an amazing sniper. And I guess I'm stuck to this Springfield again. I know I was on a different server earlier, and I was able to get an M1 Garand at least, but that's not happening here. I suppose I could try to pick up weapons as well, if I remember to do so. A lot of interesting, unique features they have here that I hadn't really seen in a shooter, let alone a World War II shooter. Most of which have been covered in developer diaries and whatnot. Flamethrower effects looking pretty nice. Keep getting suppressed, it seems. Grabbing some cover front. Aw, man. Pistol whipped, it seems. I get spawn one, auto select. I can't see anything. Just saying. Not that that's a problem. It's cool because it's, you know, realistic and whatnot. So whatever's clever. I will say that I had seen quite a few screenshots and videos of the game and was kind of disappointed by how it looked. But I think now that I'm playing it with max settings, you know, running on my own system, it's actually pretty good looking up, you know, when you're in control of your settings and things like that. Because generally I saw that a lot of people weren't playing with max graphics, and it really wasn't doing justice to the game. It is using a version of the Unreal Engine, which is kind of getting long in the tooth at this point, but let's see if we can handle some of these guys coming inbound. I'm guessing I'm killing real people, maybe. I don't know if we're also fighting against bots, but like I said, generally the game is not horrible looking. It's pretty decent. Is that a Japanese guy? I hope so. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Oh, snap! How did he... Got me with some sort of automatic weapon. Through the wall, perhaps. Well, I took a couple people with me. So we'll ready up on this. I love the fact that one bullet will destroy my enemy. Definitely my type of game. I really hadn't been playing that much Red Orchestra, mostly because I found that it was too difficult to get into a good server. Generally, I'd find there might be 2 servers. They're usually always full, and I don't feel like spending 30 minutes trying to play a game. So I just wouldn't play it. You know, we'll see how this goes. Because, yeah, you know, I love realistic games, and there just aren't enough of them. And this is a pretty good one. So now that we've got, you know, the U.S. back in the mix and dealing with the Pacific Theater, could be, you know, interesting with these types of gameplay mechanics. I'm normally overly cautious, but I'm probably going to be extremely cautious considering I'm new to the game and I really don't know what's going on half the time. I saw something in the distance there, but I can't tell if it's friend or foe. You see him right in the distance there. I'm afraid to open fire. I'm assuming it's a Japanese soldier, but hard to tell. We've got some Marines flanking around the left. I'm going to go reinforce on this side, perhaps, and get a better view. Oh! I almost hope that the map will switch to daylight so that you guys can get maybe a better look at the title, because it is hard to tell what it looks like. Oops. In this level. But I can confirm, having played for about a minute or two to set up my options on a daylight map, it's a decent looking game. It's not going to break any records, but it's good enough. You know, if you have Red Orchestra 2, then you can expect similar quality. I would say maybe some of the textures could use some work to make things look a little bit more gritty. Some of the uniforms maybe seem a bit too clean in some respects. Shots fired. I feel like I'm surrounded. I'm not sure. Okay, what'd that guy get hit by? I just saw somebody move in front of me. And it's too dark in there. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I just got shot in the face at point blank range. Ah, man, that's intense, because I'm worried about shooting my own team. And generally what I'm trying to do is look at the Marine helmets because they have this camouflage pattern on them. And the Japanese don't, as far as I can tell. Let's see. Machine gunner. Ooh, BAR. Yeah, I want that. I can has this? Alright, now we're talking. Might be a little harder to control recoil-wise, but we'll see how this goes. I haven't used it in this game yet. We'll try to be a little bit more supportive with this weapon, perhaps. Taking a look again at what's going on. I'm going to move up. Sound effects are decent. Don't think that they ever were too horrible in the Red Orchestra. But if you like jungle or forest environments in titles, this is a great title or game because lots of foliage. Oh, snap. What even was that? A grenade or the knee mortar? I have no idea. Because that kind of hurt. Marine. Major issue for me just really is friend from foe identification. And it's not a game complaint. I'm just making a general statement in regards to what problem I'm facing. Because, you know, that's how it is in the real world. Except, you know, the only difference is hopefully you're sticking together with your team and not killing each other because of people just randomly running around. I've yet to pull the trigger on this thing, and trust me, I am dying to. But what is he shooting at? Yeah, we gotta work on some recoil control with this bad boy. Man down. To the left. It's like I hear running all around me. I'm just waiting for somebody to stick a sword in my face. Ugh! Or to get shot in the throat. Let's try that again. Let's see, maybe these guys know what they're doing. Let's follow them. See, it's like here. Oh, I got killed by Bruce Campbell. And a mortar barrage, perhaps. Or some sort of artillery. Alright, let's try that again. Try to perhaps spawn on our squad leader and try to do some good. So far, the best I did was when I was in that one hut and I was taking a couple of guys out. And generally, came down to stealth kills in a way. They didn't know I was there and I was able to get the best of them. Trying to stay low here. I feel like a lot of this weapon is, you know, in my face, so it's really tough to aim down the sights, but we definitely have some Japanese across the way. I think I got one. Yeah, at least one. Ah! We're down from the left, I think. Every time I grab one, somebody gets me almost within the first minute of that kill. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Try to perhaps stick with the squad leader here. This is what I need to get in. Let me get into the Stewart. Why can't I get in the Stewart? You guys know me. If I were able to get in this tank, we'd be good. This victory would be ours. My tank commanding experience. Oh! You gotta watch out too, because the Japanese have their bonsai charge ability, which allows them to go pretty crazy. And we won. Somehow. Some fancy music in the background there. Well, can't say I did, you know, amazing, but I'll take what I can get. I think I had commented on this before, but just the fact that they show your kills. Team killing. -10. Who did I kill? I have no idea. Not like I can see. But, wow. Even considering I was that cautious, I killed... Maybe when I was shooting across the way. I don't know. I really didn't pay attention to it. Actually, that might have been before I was recording. Because I was calibrating my audio, and it's possible that while I was trying to play around a little bit there, that something had happened. That's probably what happened. Yeah, I think I remember now. Okay. But I think that I'm getting a little bit better at my identification. Again, best thing to look at, just kind of looking at some of these screenshots, is take a look at the helmet styles, the hats, the color of the uniforms, especially when we're talking about, you know, daytime. And yes, I want to play as the Allies. Because, well, I think everybody wants to play as the Allies. Why am I having so much trouble getting into the Allies? Oh, there. I just have to, like, spam. Oh, yes, M1 Garand. I will take that instead. And we'll ready up. There we go. Wait for those textures to morph in. Strange Unreal bug that always has been. Okay, still got some annoying tips popping up. I should probably turn them off because I, for the most part, get the idea. That guy's on fire. I'm sure he's had better days. Wow. Visibility isn't amazing, especially with all this foliage. Oh, well, he's having a fine time. Let's start back here, I think. So, with this level, you can get a better idea of what the game is looking like. You know, like I said before, it's not going to win any awards or anything. It is an aging Unreal Engine, but it still generally looks pretty good and good enough. Especially considering the price point. Once again, if you own Red Orchestra 2, you can pick this up pretty cheap. $11.99, I believe, while the pre-order bonus is in effect. If you're looking for World War II realism, this is as good as it's going to get in a shooter. So, hold on. Let's take a look at the map here. Wow. Alright, we can definitely see what we need to do. Got some bodies here. Have they breached? Shot out. Oh, snap! I just got killed by a guy with a katana. And I thought that I don't know, I threw a shot into somebody, but I was a little worried that it was a friendly, to be honest, and I hesitated. Kind of a strange place to be spectating. There we go. And then that guy just ran up on me with his katana blade, and that was pretty much the end of it. Oh, gosh. Welcome to war, gentlemen. This is pretty much what you're going to deal with. Let me just spawn back here again. It's a little safer to come in. Sometimes when you're playing with random people or strangers, it's best not to always spawn on them, because you don't know what they're doing. Just because they're the squad leader, it doesn't mean that they are some sort of war veteran. If you're playing with your friends, that's a different story. I will still stand by the fact that I would take a game with no respawn over respawn any day of the week, but in this type of game that's larger scale, 64 player support with these types of objectives, you are going to need some sort of respawn to make it work properly, generally at least, you know. Alright, Marines up front. Gotta watch these flanks. And not be afraid to put a few more rounds into the Japanese soldiers here. I think we've got a contact in that building. Not sure. Well, if he was in there, I don't think he'll be in there much longer. Couple of shots out there. I thought I saw a hostile. Not sure. Those rounds didn't seem to make it in, though. I got a kill assist, so it was a hostile. These guys are falling back. So the Garand doesn't seem to have the lethality of the Springfield. Oh, shoot. Reloading. Taking one with us. We're injured. Whew. Oh, it took another with us at point blank, but I think he dropped a grenade. I think the players, they're all kamikaze. So they're like, you know what? We're playing as the Japanese faction, so I guess that's what we gotta do. And there are a few things that they've, you know, built into the game to enforce that. I guess that's okay, you know. Like I said, they have that bonsai charge, which apparently makes them less susceptible to suppression and whatnot. Let's think about this here. We've lost the forward line, and gosh, it's difficult. to... I mean, I guess all we have really is the map to kind of get an idea. Okay, so we got a lot of troops up front. Look how thick, you know, some of the foliage is here. It's actually really nice. You know, considering this game engine, which... Just taking some time to identify friendlies. It's just nice seeing people using cover in a game, kind of holding back, defending objectives. That's what really makes this game truly great. I can't recommend the series enough, even though I don't play it as much. I have to say, if you're really, really into World War II gaming and want realism, I just don't think that there's a better option that's not perhaps a mod or something, you know. I would like there to be a larger community that would make it, you know, a little easier to access servers that, you know, aren't filled with bots. Because generally that's my problem, is with normal Red Orchestra 2, I can't get into a good server. Or I just don't have the patience to wait around for one. But they had a really bad launch with Red Orchestra 2, and that really hurt. That really hurt their reputation. So when that happens, even though they tried to, you know, make up for it, and I just missed an opportunity there, but the flamethrower took care of most everything. I don't want to blast this guy, so we got to be careful. Flamethrower is a pretty big target. The second they see that thing light everything up, they shoot right towards the source of the flame. So we got to be careful there, because I think at one point I shot at a guy with a bayonet, and it might have been a friendly. So I got to remember that we can also fix bayonets. Can't see anything. No visibility. Lost a man. And generally, when you're by yourself against charging Japanese, you want to back off. Let me get out of this guy's line of sight. Oh, shoot. Did I hit that guy? I hope I didn't. I got a kill assist. I don't think I killed any of my friendlies. That's intense. All of a sudden you see the Japanese just rush in with katanas, going crazy, yelling. Scary situation. Even though the M1 Garand is a little less powerful, I do prefer it. Although, it shouldn't be less powerful, honestly. Less accurate if you're firing it like a madman, maybe, but it's still a strong weapon. Should be able to be pretty accurate with it. It's not an inaccurate rifle as far as I'm aware. I don't have any real-life experience with it, but from people I've spoken to, it's a beast of a gun. And, you know, hopefully it's being done justice within this title. I don't know, maybe some of you guys know a little bit more than I do and can comment on that. See, I just like seeing people bunkered down and fighting like you would in a real battle, you know, taking cover and worrying about your life instead of, you know, charging in like a Japanese player, I guess. I don't know. I guess I see them charging in more, but they're kind of, they got some game mechanics that allow them to get away with that. So he's firing down range. Oh, I've got targets in the distance. See if we can grab. Try to suppress a little bit, help out here. Need to get to some better cover though, perhaps. I don't know if I can. Oh, all right. Well, we won that somehow. I know I didn't do a whole heck of a lot, that's for sure. Let's see if we got any penalties. That's mostly what I'm worried about, I guess. I guess it's not going to show that just yet. But as you can see, there aren't many Unreal Engine-based games that support 64 players. And honestly, I feel like the performance here is really good. In some cases, a little better than Red Orchestra 2 standard. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but it just feels that way. So this is the crazy part of the game. Trying to look for movement. Laying down some suppression. Apparently they've added a feature in the game where you can fake the reload of your M1 Garand. I was watching a developer video and they were saying that in the war the Japanese would learn to listen for the ping of your cartridge ejecting. And so once that would happen, the Japanese would then charge in thinking that you need to reload. So what they would do is, you know, use like an empty cartridge to hit their helmet and simulate the ping so that the Japanese would then charge in, and then you would of course have a full cartridge just waiting there to let them have it. So apparently you can do that in this game. And the fact that they've gone to those lengths to simulate that, that's crazy. That's pretty fracking crazy. And apparently there's a lot of other little things like that in the game. And I think that's really cool. So, you know, I will say that so far, generally, really good first impressions of this beta. You know, the game is getting ready to come out, and, you know, it has been in the works for some time now, so no excuses really. But I feel like I actually have a little bit better of an impression of this game than I do of just Red Orchestra 2 by itself. They're both great, but maybe it's just that I'm more familiar with some of the, you know, American firearms, and I feel a little bit more comfortable than I do with some of the other factions, perhaps. I mean, you know, I have some familiarity with some of the German weaponry as well, which is why I used to play all the Germans a lot in normal Red Orchestra. But it just feels like, I don't know, I like the level design in this as well. There's just something that feels a little bit more appealing. We'll have to see how things are playing as a Japanese soldier, perhaps. I know that they have a little bit more of the bolt action stuff, which, again, I'm just not good with. Ow. Ow. Welcome to, once again, as I said before, welcome to war. This is just, you know, you don't know where it's coming from, and that's fine. You got to play smart, be a little bit more patient, and just not run into bullets. You know, you're going to get punished for it. Our team seems to be doing pretty good. I'm obviously not helping with that, but There is also voice communication within this game if you are interested in using it. I obviously have it turned off to not affect my commentary. And it depends, because I was on a server earlier, like I said, when I was configuring my options. And my whole team was discussing weapons. And, well, okay, I guess, but it should have been used for tactics instead of talking about, you know, what your favorite guns are and how these guns perform in real life and whatnot. Maybe there's a way to mute certain voice channels. I'm not sure, because I think there are separate squad channels and team channels. I don't know. I think there are. Somebody can correct me on that, but there's that. So, haven't seen too many complaints about the game. Except for the fact that I have been killed by Remo again. Seems to be the second time that that's happened. I don't know where he's at. I hope somebody will avenge me. The biggest complaint you always tend to see from players in this title is, oh, I can't tell who's on what team, and, well, that's war. That's generally how it is. Here's some... See that guy, I cannot tell the difference, except that he's got some shrubbery around his neck there, because his helmet is very similar. That's a tough one, and the color of the uniforms almost looks the same. So that's a tough one. That's a class that I have trouble telling apart from the rest. And I see why people complain about that. It can be frustrating because sometimes you hold fire like, I don't know, I can take this guy from range, but man, he looks like a friendly, and then you don't do it, and then other people will be like, I don't care, I'm shooting at whatever moves, and you know, there you go. So I tend to be the one that holds fire because I don't want to kill a friendly. Sometimes that gets me killed, and what can you do? So I just got to learn the player models a little bit more. Maybe if there's a screenshot comparison online or a way to check the player models and say, okay, you know, this guy's got shrubbery around his neck. Let's kill him, and vice versa. See, like, there's a guy right there. I have no idea who that is. I can maybe hit my map. I see a green dot up there. Okay, I'm not going to shoot over there. I think that's a friendly. You know, being on voice comms or working with a team of friends, that's also going to help too. You know, there's a lot of things that you can do. So that is dang it, what is that? Is that guy with got shrubbery around this? I don't know. See what I mean? Like, I thought it was one of the guys with foliage around his neck, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that a Japanese player? And I think it was because at a certain range the text pops up on your friendlies. I just don't know what range it's at. I suppose I should have just shot him. I think that was a Japanese player. Oh, I feel like an idiot. I fired a shot at him once. But now I have to, you know what I have to check now is I have to figure out at what range. Oh man, this is crazy. Look at this. They're all just charging in. Okay, so guy with foliage on his back like that. That's okay, this is a Japanese player. Okay, that guy before was Japanese. I should have blown him away. And at this range, you have text on your friendlies. Okay. Yes, obviously I haven't played Red Orchestra. See, but then they disappear. So at what range is it at? Okay, so I don't even have text on him anymore. Or any of these guys in front of me. How about if I go... So if I go close up here, then I do. Alright, so I'm going to have to get used to this. And I think a lot of people are going to have to get used to this if you haven't played a Red Orchestra title before. Again, I definitely don't have a lot of RO2 time under my belt. I really don't. And that guy's on fire. Gotta watch out with those flamethrowers. So I apologize for my noobishness. It's just the way it's going to be for a while. Until I can kind of get the hang of this, but... frag out. Ow. Oh, and I got fragged. I don't think I was able to take anybody, though. But the fact that this video is, I think, over 40 minutes long actually shows you that I have been enjoying the game, because it was not my intention to actually showcase this title for this long. But I think I've just been having fun with it, to be honest. So I think that speaks for itself, definitely. Let's see. I'm going to go one more life. Okay, one more. Look how crazy this gets. Oh, wow. Everybody just got roasted there. Let's get back in to battle. So my biggest issue is just a personal one, and that's for me to figure out friend from foe identification. Performance for me seems pretty good. I even have VSync enabled, everything maxed out on ultra settings. Day one impressions are good. Beyond that, you know, things can change over the course of the week. I might learn to hate something. We'll have to see as time goes by. I will probably make a few more videos for this title. And, oh, there was a bad guy right in front of me, and the round ended. And we somehow won again. No thanks to me, of course. So, good job to the team. People that definitely know a lot more about the game than I do. I did manage to somehow kill 4 people, and apparently no team killing, which is good. But I did hesitate on quite a few targets there, which is bad. I've learned a few things. The friendly names only pop up at a certain distance. I should have remembered that from the core game. Why I've forgotten that, I have no idea. Just gonna chalk it up to the fact that I was doing commentary and it has marred my ability to remember things. Yeah, that's the excuse. But so yeah, really cheap. Get it while it's hot. I think the sale pricing for the pre-order is going to end at the end of the month, which is coming up. $12 is a fantastic price, and I can't recommend it enough, especially if you're into World War II combat with some realism, or if you just generally love Red Orchestra 2, or if you have, you know, the first game. The discount is just phenomenal. This is a interesting looking map. Looks like a tough battle here. We're just in spectator mode as I end this thing. But yeah, let's end this. Video's getting kind of long. I'm sure the render time is going to be fun. But I think indeed worth it, and shows that I was actually able to enjoy myself. And that's always good, right? That's what video games are for, I think. The one thing I will say before I bail is, even though this is a realistic game, remember we're all here to have fun. The worst thing about realistic shooters is that you tend to run into elitists a lot. That goes into games like, you know, Arma, the Clancy series, when they were realistic, and of course Red Orchestra. You run into those hardcore realism junkies that think they're better than everybody else because it's the only game they play and they know everything about it. And then, you know what happens is that people make mistakes, and then those elitists get ticked off, and they scare away new players, and then you're left with a community filled with stuck-up snobs. So we don't want that. We want to welcome new players. We want to get new people into this title, and that way the community will live long and prosper. So everybody help everyone out. You know, I'm a noob. I've made mistakes in this gameplay commentary today. And you know what? It's just going to happen. And, you know, let's say I play 100 matches. It'll probably still happen. That's just life. We're human, right? So just enjoy the game. There's a lot of content here, especially at the price point. I think that I've recommended it enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for joining me. I will definitely see you on the next one.